Don't win your mini league. Remember, if you don't win your mini league, you get your money back. AI 100% rating. Loving it, man. Loving it. What's up, chat? How's it going? Hello, Nick. Hello, DJ. Hello, Ray. Hello, Animations. John Harris is in the chat too. Nasty Balls. The most real show on YouTube. What was that, chat? Captain Haaland? Okay. Okay, it's either Haaland or Son, right? Hello, everybody. How's it going? Mr. Steve-O in the house here. Steve-O, how's it going, man?
Good evening.
Wearing his cut off. Look
nice
at
to be not solo for once.
Showing off, isn't he now? Look, making me feel a bit insignificant with his biceps, with his cut off shirt. Hello, everybody. Oh, let me just turn on the lights. Hang on. There we go. You can see what I'm doing now. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, Matt. Jason, can you give a shout out to my son Alex? He's been missing you. Really, he's been missed us. Wow, people miss us, Steve-O. People miss us. Wow.
The members don't miss us.
No. For those of you who don't know, Steve-O's been doing almost a daily members video, talking about a range of things, everything other than FPL, which is actually quite refreshing. And if you are interested in finding out about Steve-O's daily life, check out the Total Steve-O podcast and also become a member at Elite FPL. Not sure your children should be listening to this, says Nick Sharp. Well, it's definitely, I would recommend viewer discretion advised from this moment on, because the odd F-bomb or, I don't know what it is, offensive word may be used at some point during this stream. Steve-O, what have you been doing during the international break other than crashing your cars?
Apart from daily members videos, work, more work, and more members videos. What about you? Well, I know what you've been doing, but tell the audience what you've been doing.
I've been songwriting. Yeah, I've been putting songs together. I've got about 4 songs now that I've got sort of in various stages of progress. One that's like quite a catchy little one, I think it'll do quite well, which will end up probably playing live at some point later this year. Been very busy trying to get a set list together of 25 songs so we can go out gigging, because at the moment we're probably on about 18 songs, so we just need to get to 25. And yeah, I've just been practicing my vocals, been practicing some guitar, and this week has gone literally so fast. Like, this international break's gone so fast. Tell me, Steve, have you watched any of the football over the international break, or have you been like, nah?
I've never been interested in international football, so the answer is no. Apart from 20 minutes the other day when I just could not be bothered to watch anything on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been, just been kind of just doing other things really. Really, I think, like in previous years, I've really been gutted about the international break because I've been like by game week 4, I feel like I'm getting into flow of FPL. But I guess it's probably a healthy thing that I'm not like scratching at the wall to get back to, doing more game weeks. I went out and touched grass, as they say, Steve-O. Want to say hello to everyone in the chat. If you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button, like the stream, guys. Let's get the likes up. We've only got 14 likes on the stream at the moment. Good evening, PM. How's it going, man? Welcome back, lads and dads, says Simix. Still didn't get to members league. Still didn't get back into the members league. Craigo is saying. Craigo.
I've just sent a message in there. I wasn't expecting you to read that, but
yeah. Well, just if you got an open message with Steve-O, let him deal with it. We'll get it sorted. And if it turns out there is an error on my side, because it will be my side, because Steve-O has told me who to give the code out to, and also who to unsuspend. So if it's an error on my side, then I will put my hands up and say sorry for that. Right. Can a crap singer get a good, or do you need a decent starting point? If you can speak, you can sing. Doesn't mean you can sing well, but a bad singer can learn to sing, yes. But someone that's tone deaf, I would say that probably 85 to 90%. I'm just completely having a guess now. I'd say 85 to 90% of people, if given enough time and practice, can learn to sing very well. Maybe not professionally, but if they literally sat down and learnt the fundamentals and the techniques involved for different types of singing, and also like I've gone down the rabbit hole. I've gone down a massive rabbit hole when it comes to vocals and singing and learning about all the different types of voice types, all the different types of techniques that are going on. Anyway, I don't want to get into too much, but to answer the question, yes, you can. You can learn to sing as long as you can hear a pitch and you recognize a pitch. If you're tone deaf, you won't be able to sing. That's just anatomically impossible. Unfortunately, you won't be able to do it. But and maybe if you're one of those people that are tone deaf, it's not over, because you could get into screaming. You could get into doing some real like proper fry screams. You don't have to do melodical stuff. So maybe if you don't understand or can't recognize the pitch frequencies and match the pitch, you could just do like screamo stuff, and that's a whole different ballpark of singing. Right. Anyway, game week 5 coming up hot. I've done a -12. And am I regretting it? No, I love this, man.
12?
Yeah, of course I did, mate.
Was it -12 or -8?
No, I did a -12.
It was -12. I can't even remember.
Yeah. So I did.
Remind me and the audience what you did.
So I did Son in for Saka. I did Sarr in for Mbeumo, so that was like the cheap downgrade. And then I did Alvarez in for Jackson, and then Haaland in for Asula. So I went Asula to Sarr, which is an upgrade because he's playing week in, week out. Alvarez in for Jackson, which I think is an upgrade. He can actually score goals. Son in for Saka, which is a bit of a knee-jerk, massive knee-jerk. And Haaland in for Asula, which is like proper like punt, massive punt. Like, I'm literally rolling the dice. If there was 4 moves that you can do to just roll the dice right now in FPL, those 4 would probably suit the phrase rolling the dice. Like, literally, I'm gambling, massively gambling. Dominic, hello, man. How's it going? Jojo. Steve-O, you about to say something?
You say it's a gamble.
It's a gamble, mate.
To be honest with you, I really, 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 really genuinely like the moves. I was,
but not from -12.
Straight up tempted to do the -8.
Yeah, I think.
I couldn't care less about minus. hits if it's upgrading.
Well, yeah, but again, am I taking a hit to bring in all the players that people are bringing in on their wildcard? That's a problem. So
don't worry about that. I think what you've done is good. I was very, 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 very close to doing the -8 2 weeks ago. I just thought, let's just do it. And I just thought, do you know what? Just leave the players alone. Just forget about it and just leave the game. And then I've come back to it 2 weeks later and I've gone, actually, I've got more of a headache with my formation than I have the players that I've got. So,
did your team value go up much over the game of international break? I've just checked mine. I'm up to 102 million.
I think Son went up 0.1 when you were off, so he's 9.1. And that's about as far as it went with popular players. There were some players that went down, which I didn't own. Other than that, I think that my team value is exactly the same as what it was.
Mine's 102 million. So what's yours? What's your team value? Because it matters. Because it matters. Like I just want to have more team value than you. I'm petty, of course.
I am. God's sake! Do you know what? How do you even find it?
It's under. Go and do my team. We'll pick team, yeah, and then at the bottom right.
101.9.
Oh right, okay. So you're like 1 point. You're 0.1. Okay, I thought you were less than that. Okay, that's weird. But yeah,
I've got 3.9 in the bank, and yeah, 3.9.
Have you made any transfers?
I mean, Nick Sharp saying, "I remember." No, I'm leaving the team as it is.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Bloody hell, I've gone. Sorry, I thought I moved up to 800,000th in the world. I must have missed a 1. I'm 1.8 million in the world. Okay, but in the mini leagues, I'm quite close within certain positions. But Nick Sharp just said that I was quite shocked at the moves the last time. Probably because Jason did the -12 at the time, but we were in free-flowing FPL mode, whereas now
you're reflecting.
12-day break, we can reflect on it and we just go, do you know what, who cares? It's down to who you're going to be thinking about captaining for yourself. And I'm going to assume it's going to be the popular one that is Son.
I'm not at liberty to tell you, I'm afraid. You're a rival. I can't tell you who I'm going to captain. Sorry.
At this stage of the season, it really doesn't matter because you're ahead of me. Well, technically, I'm ahead of you. But
are you?
I think that.
Well, because of the -12.
Because of the -12.
Yeah. But
you're 8 points ahead of me now.
But that's not true because all of my players that I'm bringing in are playing on the Saturday. So and the points don't get deducted till Saturday evening. So it could be still be fine. So depending on how they perform, and my Haaland captain how he does. But seriously though, Son is a bit of a punt, and so is Haaland. Haaland's the biggest punt. But yeah, I'm actually not going to be captain. I'm not going to.
The punt is.
I'm not going to be captain in Haaland. I can tell you that much. So yeah, let's read out some of them things.
Do you know what? It's funny you say that because people are saying this could be the week to go against Haaland, and I'll tell you what, Isaac, genuinely, based on the history, Newcastle versus Brentford, Isaac, for me, if I get give or take confirmation that he's going to be playing against Brentford, I could be tempted to go with Isaac. Genuinely.
Really?
The history suggests
I hope you do, man. I hope you do.
But going against Haaland versus West Ham, despite it being it's probably going to be a very tight fixture. 1-0. Something like that. I think this is the week to go against Haaland, basically. Let's just put it like that. And I've got 3 options in my team to go with. Sterling, Maddison or Isaac. And even though I've already openly admitted bringing in Isaac was too early, but if potentially he's more than likely going to be starting, he could be a potential gem in that game against Brentford. Unlikely, but you never know.
Maybe. Hello, lads. Hope you're well, says Dominic. Sterling to Son. Thoughts? I don't know if I do that, to be honest with you. I think it's a bit of a sideways move. I think probably look to get both in, if possible. Could see that most of the South American players not playing this week, as they're only returning home today. Potentially, but I think even though they're arriving today, I think that they have a day to prepare tomorrow and to kind of get themselves reacclimatized. I think they can still play on Saturday. Are you certain that Steve-O, that this week is one of those that could avoid Haaland captain, says Lewis Kirkby. So basically saying, are you certain that this week could be the one that people can avoid Haaland? I don't think he's certain, right, Steve-O?
That's it.
You're not certain.
That's what I'm saying. It's just,
you're not certain, but you're as positive as you possibly can be at given each fixture. I mean, it's a hard one for them.
Yeah, it's a tough fixture against a West Ham team which
has been playing very, very well. They've been playing very well.
About scrape by. Yeah, they have been. And West Ham actually do like playing them at home.
You watch Haaland's going to end up getting a flipping 4 goals or something now. Salah captain for me, says Dally Paul. Wow, okay. Salah captain for me this weekend, even though Liverpool will tend not to do well Saturday, 12:30.
You won't be doing that with the history.
Okay. Should we just get onto it then, shall we? Let's not dilly-daddle. Let's go straight into it.
Well, do you want to advertise the Discord? I've completely forgotten the name.
Oh, right. Yeah. If you'd like to get involved in the FPL discussion, speak to other FPL managers and come on air with us and talk to us about your FPL team on the call-ins, get yourself on the Discord at Elite FPL. You can search Elite FPL in Discord. You can find us on social media, get involved. And we will be taking some calls a bit later on in the show. And we're going to go through game week 5 and the fixtures and give our thoughts on what we think the scores are going to be. Historically, Steve-O's pretty good with his history, and I'm pretty awful at predictions, so don't take much notice at me. We'll do our Super Brew predictions. Have you done yours yet, Steve-O? Or I'll do them. I think I'll do them on screen.
I did them before I came on air.
All right,
a lot of 2-0s.
Right, okay then. Well, let me know when
Lewis just quickly saying Luton were doing a good job versus West Ham. If it was City, they score 3-4. I wish I was confident as you, but I might follow suit. Did Luton play well against West Ham? They did okay, but West Ham still won. And West Ham, that game was pretty meh. So I am, like I say, Man City haven't exactly been pulling up trees for me, I don't think. And I do expect Man City to beat West Ham but the history does suggest it's going to be a very, very tight game.
Okay, then. Well, I'm going to quickly get this Super Brew thing. Right, so I've got a Super Brew thing here. So let's start off with Wolves versus Liverpool on the Saturday. No Friday nights this week, Steve-O. Thank God for that.
Well, I'm glad with that because it means that on Saturday, when I'm probably going to be working on my own between 8 and 4, I'm going to have, within reason, an FPL day. Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask, this is completely thrown upon you right now, and I'm going to ask members right now what you think about this idea. Next week, or a week during this season, I am tempted to deliberately watch the big YouTubers just to do a mini experiment to see if they talk about different things in their videos, or is it within reason, word for word, exactly the same. So we'd look at FPL Mate, Raptor, Andy, Focal, and Harry.
Do a bingo sheet. Just do a bingo sheet and just tick it
Do
off.
a bingo sheet, yeah. So Tyler, if you're listening, do a bingo sheet. Send it to me. You know where I live. Send it to me, and we'll tick it off.
Put it on the wall.
See if...
Put it on the wall, and then every time they do it, you walk around and put a big marker pen.
Because I was just thinking this of some of the things we were talking about on the members video, and I was thinking, but is it true though? Is it actually true that a lot of the content is copy and paste? And I thought I might just do as an experiment. And I was looking at going into Twitter as well and looking at the same 5 accounts and going, do they actually write, give or take, the same things on Twitter within reason? And I'll be honest with you, I've already done a quick experiment on 2 accounts alone.
Oh, okay.
And already it's, they're pretty much copy and paste.
Has anyone got any of them brought in Haaland? Rasmus Haaland?
No.
Oh.
None of the big content creators would do anything.
See, has any of them got an FPL AI score of 100 like me? I got 100% AI score now.
Is that actually true?
Yeah, I got 100 AI. I got 100 point AI score. That's why I did a -12 because the AI told me to. Literally. No, don't you laugh. Don't laugh. Literally, this year I'm going all in on AI. I've got this app. Have you not heard of it? Rate AI, it's called. Rate AI. Yeah, you sign in to Rate AI with your credentials, your FPL. Are you paying attention right now? It looks like you're reading someone else, Steve. Hello?
I'm listening, yes.
Yeah. Rate AI, right? Go to Rate AI on the App Store. Download it. You can log in with your credentials for your for your fantasy football, right? Literally log in. It brings up all of the players, and then it literally just tells you like what you need to do each week. And it told me to bring in Haaland because I have literally no idea why, and Son. So I'm like, so I don't have to do any work.
Does this AI name? Is this AI name called Pete Smith by any chance? I mean,
no. It only cost me. It cost me a one-time fee. It was a one-time fee of $59.99.
Are you being serious?
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
Go on the App Store now. $59.99. One-time purchase.
I'm not willing to pay.
It's powered by Chat. Do you know this Chat GPT they keep talking about?
Yes.
It uses that algorithm, and basically, like, this is where the future of FPL is going to go, mate. We're not going to be needed like in a few years. It's literally going to be everyone's going to be out on their phones, like, zombies, and they're just going to be doing it like that.
I think that it will become very, very popular, extremely popular over the next, especially if it's proven to work.
We're dying breed, mate.
That's the thing; it has to be proven to be work.
We're obviously not perfect. We're humans, right? And you've got an AI algorithm that can monitor 35,000 football players, give you the best up-to-date stats, give you all the heat maps, go through all of the information, the XGs, the X8, all that crap that people don't want to spend time on, go through the history like you do. It goes all through that and it finds the select players and it brings them in for you. And literally, people won't mind just paying a one-time payment. And then
I beat you this year, then I beat the AI.
By the way, I didn't really pay $59.99 for an FPL AI app. There's no such thing as Ray AI. I'm just pulling your leg. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, seriously, it wouldn't surprise. Like, the thing is, that's the direction it's going, my friend. Yeah, and it'll just be like...
Oh, no, I'm fully aware, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the hardcore community that uses their own brains, and it'll be just the casuals that just go off the AI. Yeah. Win your mini league. I'm just going to sit here staying quiet as long as I can. The AI can't watch football.
I generally don't know if it's my internet or you deliberately being quiet.
No, I'm going to be... sometimes I like to be quiet. That's it. Official Jason lost his mind paying £60 for a robot. Real humans should get points head start every season to make it fair. The AI can't watch football. They have no eye tests, just stats. So I'll win. Yeah. Well, I think the people that cling on to every bit of data are going to be the ones that use it. I mean, people use it at the moment for helping them make their decisions, and that's fine. I respect people playing the game. They want to play the game that way. They can play that game that way. They're not going to be the people that watch this channel anyway, are they, Steve?
No, they're not. Realistically, no. We are a channel aimed at real people. Are we moving on to our predictions, or?
Yeah, of course. That's been fun.
The thing is, I don't know if you're being silent or if it's genuinely my internet.
No, absolutely not. What's my opinion on Sancho? Players should never be bigger than the club, and he spoke out of turn, and he needs to face the consequences. If you're in like school and you misbehave or you answer back to the teacher, does the teacher just ignore it? You're disrupting the class. You're essentially affecting other people's learning. It's the same in a football club. If you're being a bit of a prima donna or being a spoilt brat, I mean, I'm not saying he is in this case. I don't know the full circumstances. But if you are speaking out of turn and you are going against the manager by completely, essentially discrediting what he said about poor training or, not being ready to play, then it's going to affect the dynamic in the club. It's going to affect the dynamic in the changing room. It's going to certainly there's definitely going to be people in that dressing room that probably weren't happy with the actions of Sancho. There's probably going to be people in the club, in the staff, in the coaching staff and the physio room that are going to be very disappointed about what he's done as well, because essentially it's the dark cloud above Man United is just getting darker and darker. And when you've got like inside like crap like this to deal with, we've already got the problem with the sale, we've already got the problem with the overinflated wage bill, we've already got the problem with the lack of bloody competence in the director and the board level. We've also got players that are revolting and being, let's be honest, throwing their dummies out the pram, and when you've got all of these things coming together, it's not good. You've got to, and as a supporter of United, I mean, you've got to back the manager. You have to back the manager, and I respect that Ten Hag's made a decision. And if a manager makes a decision to drop a player because of X, Y, Z, that's up to the manager. If he gets it wrong time after time after time, that manager's out the door. Much easier to get rid of a manager than it is to get rid of a player, and I think the players know that. Players know it's much easier to get rid of a manager, and I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting that certain players within United have done this, not just with Ten Hag, but all the way back to when it was Ole and Van Gaal. There was issues there. So yeah, I mean, I don't agree with it. I think that I thought it was distasteful, regardless of his reasons for doing it. I think that he's now caused a big problem. He's created a mountain out of a molehill. He'll be training with the youth team. I don't know. I just think he's stupid for doing it. No disrespect. Well, yeah, I just think he's stupid. I just think, why would you do that? Like, what good's going to come out of it? The transfer window's closed. What are you going to do? You want to play for England. You want to impress. You want to show everybody that your career's on track. You're not derailing yourself. Why would you do something like that? Put your head down. If the manager's dropped you and said you're not ready, you're not been doing well in training, get your head down and train harder and prove to the manager. Come into training half an hour early, leave half an hour later, be the last person off the pitch, be the first person in the gym, make the effort to show him and the other coaching staff, no, you're wrong. I am serious about what I'm doing. But instead, I mean, the track record is it's not the first time he's been outspoken about things like this. And he's had run-ins with coaching staff. So My gut says that he's made his bed. He's gonna have to sleep in it now. That's my gut feeling. I don't know all of the circumstances, and that's the side of the story that I know from the outside. Looking at from the outside, I don't know what's going on in the inside. So, yeah. Anyway, I was saying in pre-season and the beginning of the season, I much prefer. To be honest, I prefer Garnacho and Pellistri at the moment over Anthony and Sancho. Certainly Garnacho. I think if Rashford is going to play on the left, I think play Garnacho on the right or play Pellistri on the right. Much more direct, much more young, sort of like the young mindset of attack, not being scared just to do this. And anyway, this is not a Man United stream, so let's not keep going on about it. Right, Steve-O, are you ready to rock and roll? Man United, Wolves. There we go. It's in my head. Wolves versus Liverpool. It's Saturday, mid-lunchtime.
Yeah, and obviously we are back. It's kicking off with a barnstormer of a game, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I think Liverpool score more than two. I think 2 or more goals in this game. I'm going to 2-0 to Liverpool. I'm guessing you're going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you said that a lot of them are 2-0s earlier on.
Yeah, I've got a lot of. In fact, I haven't got a single game which has got more than 2 goals for a team. This particular game, like I think it's quite difficult these games to call. And to be honest with you, so I've just gone with the set number of 2. Yeah, I've gone 2-0. The history's going 1-0. There's been 4 clean sheets out of the last 6. 2 1-0 away wins for Liverpool. And the last 3 matches between these two, a team has won 0. So it's looking likely there's going to be a winner in this game. Liverpool. And it's going to be coming to a clean sheet as well. Yeah, like I say, I think 1-0, 2-0. I've just gone with 2-0 because their attack is just absolutely phenomenal.
Brilliant. Awesome. Let's move on to the Aston Villa Crystal Palace game. At Villa Park, Villa. Right, okay. Let's load the history. I'm gonna give my prediction first. I'm gonna go with a Villa win, and I'm gonna go with a 2-1 to Aston Villa. I'm gonna lock that in. Majority of people going with a Villa win. 70% of people.
School.
Yeah, but the history is quite close. Steve-O?
Crystal Palace are going to score.
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah, I've gone 2-0. I've actually gone 2-0 Aston Villa just because Crystal Palace, I don't know why, I just have no faith in their attack whatsoever.
Well, in the last 3 out of 4,
very sound defensively.
If you look on the history, which you've probably already done, you can see that Crystal Palace have only failed to score in the last 5 once.
Yeah, and that's why the history is suggesting a 3-1. Yeah, they're expecting a 3-1 victory to Aston Villa. 3 times a team has scored 3 goals at home. In fact, Crystal Palace, I believe, on 2 occasions have won 3-1, but that was at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace, though, in the last 6 have not, across the last 6 games where Crystal Palace have played away, Crystal Palace have not won. They do not enjoy going to Villa Park whatsoever, so it's expecting a Aston Villa victory there.
Losing 1-0 in March earlier this year to Villa Park, and then drawing in the year before in May 1-1. So yeah, you're right. They don't seem to like to get wins at Villa Park, certainly in recent history anyway. So I think they got a goal in them. I think I'm going to go 2-1, but yeah, 2-0 is equally a viable prediction. We've got people in the chat. What are they saying? Let's see what you guys are saying. 1-1, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. Okay. 2-1. Watkins blank. Wow, says Anguilla. Do I play Johnson or Turner, Jason? Who's Johnson got again?
Aston Villa. Crystal Palace goalkeeper.
Turner. Turner's got Burnley at home. He'll save a few of those shots. Yeah, I'll do that. Go Turner. Right. Moving on to Fulham versus Luton. Fulham versus Luton. A game. I mean, it's a bit derby, isn't it? We got a super chat, Steve. Super chat's coming in from Max Roberts. Oh no, it's not a super chat. I completely am wrong. It's not. It's a member. Renewal of his membership, 13 months now. Max Roberts, grassroots member, praying for Maddison Son blank. Hashtag not happening. Oh wow, Maddison Son blank. I hope not. Thank you for the 13 months. Get some love in the chat for Max, guys. No, I don't see the Tottenham blanking. I certainly think that Maddison is going to be at the centre of the action, and Son, I mean, he hasn't convinced people yet that he's turned the corner, but he certainly did a good performance last week. Who was he against again? Remind me. Against
us, Burnley that left the door.
Oh yeah,
wide
the
open,
Burnley that literally he always thrashes Burnley. Every time he plays Burnley, he just goes mad. Yeah. Right. Okay. Fulham versus Luton. I'm going to go with a 0-0.
Yeah?
Yep.
0-0.
Yep.
I completely
disagree.
The opposite. I think there'll be quite a few goals in this for Fulham specifically, but I'm going just a safety net of 2-1. Fulham can't defend. Luton have got the a decent attacking threat to cause Fulham problems. Fulham they've conceded quite a few goals this season. And from what I remember, Fulham weren't that great at home either last year, but it's teams like this that they'll thrive against. And I do think that Fulham will come out of this 2-1, 3-1. The history is suggesting 3-2 to Fulham. There have been goals galore within the 4 fixtures these two have played between each other. Fulham have scored 3+ goals on 3 occasions, and the last time they played each other, it ended 7-0 to Fulham. So
no chance of that happening again.
No.
Well, 90% of people on Super Brew in our league have gone with a Fulham win. No one other than myself, Nasha, Edgeworth, Dorsey have gone with a draw. So, well, there you go. Right, Man United versus Brighton. Good game. This could be a good game. United at Old Trafford. I'm going to go 2-1 to Man United. Maybe it could be 2-2. But I think we could hold out. I think we can get a 2-1 win. United aren't going to get more than 2 goals. Well, I mean, Haaland. Sorry, not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 2-1 United. Thoughts, Steve?
Only because it's Old Trafford, I get it. But to be fair, your record against Brighton is certainly the last 4 has been bad. You've lost 3 out of the last 4. Brighton like to play you at the moment. And I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to go to Old Trafford with no fear.
But you said the last 3 of the last 4, but the last 3 of the last 4 were Brighton at home. Man United at home. Man United at home. Last season, they beat Brighton 2-0. They also beat Brighton 2-1. So that was last year. So February 2022, that was 2-0 at Man United. And then they played back in August. They lost at Old Trafford 2-1 to Brighton. So I think this could United aren't in a great place at the moment. So I could see it being a 2-2. But I just think that we have to bounce back. We have to bounce back after that Arsenal game. And I think this is a must-win game for us. This is a must-win game.
I don't know why.
It's a must-win game. Haaland looked really good when he came on, mate. Haaland will be starting. He looked really good when he
Yeah,
came on
no,
against
I'm
Arsenal.
not suggesting he didn't, but I just think that Brighton go there with no fear, and I think that 1-1 would not be a bad result to pick. Actually, I'm just going with my cojones and
So
going
what are you going to go
Brighton to
with?
win 2-1 because this year they seem
Wow.
to be attacking
What you say that
really well at the moment.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
They got them to fear.
Well, they lost against West Ham. They got battered by West Ham at home.
Well, yeah, but West Ham are the kind of team that they don't want to be playing against. That's the thing. Brighton will play into West Ham's hands. Man United, ironically, will play into Brighton's hands.
Well, let's see how it goes. I disagree on that one. Pedro hat-trick. United are terrible at the back and up front.
Plus, haven't you got like half your defence out as well?
It's a must-win game. Yeah, I think we've got to get a result. Got to get a result after that game.
Who's going to be in defence for your team?
Lindelof.
Be Wan-Bissaka, you know that. Lindelof, Maguire, and Dalot.
Yeah,
that'll be the back four. Yeah, I think Brighton can really go for it.
Maybe they got to get through our midfield first.
What? Casemiro on his own and
McTominay probably. Casemiro. No, Martinez is back.
Martinez
I think.
Fit, is he?
Yeah, Martinez is back.
He's fit, is he?
So
Simic's
I wouldn't say he's fit. I think he's probably 80%. So it'll be Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof. He won't play Maguire. Did you see that Maguire got an own goal as well for England? You couldn't make it up.
I knew he did, but
you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up, man. The amount of stick that he's got, and then he goes and does that. I mean, it's just like, oh man. When it rains, it pours for Maguire.
What was the own goal like? Was it like a horrific own one?
It's one of those ones where the ball's like smacked across the face. It's got smacked across the box, so it's middle of the box, yeah. And then Maguire just sticks a leg out and then redirects the ball into the back of the net, mate. It's one of those where
it can't be as bad as Robertson giving the ball away.
Well, I don't know. So yeah, it'd be Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Martinez, Dalot, Casemiro, Eriksen,
Fernandez,
Rashford on the left. The way I would do it would be Rashford on the left, Pellistri on the right, Haaland up front. That's how I would do it. I wouldn't be playing McTominay. Okay. No freaking way. No way I'll be playing McTominay. Anyway, moving on. United fans are deluded. Brighton will win this comfortably. Oh God, here we go. Tottenham versus Sheffield United.
I don't think it'd be comfortable.
Talk about win comfortably. Tottenham versus Sheffield United. I'm going to go 3-0 to Tottenham, Steve.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same. 3-0. I've dropped the goal down by 1. I think that Sheffield United will come there and really frustrate Spurs. They won't do what Burnley did. There's no way in hell they're leaving the gaps open that Burnley did. I just think that it will be a game in which potentially Maddison could thrive with his set pieces. And it could be more of a game in which the defenders score for Tottenham. I don't really see this being a particularly high-scoring game. Again, I do think that Tottenham come out of this as a win. I've gone 2-0, but truthfully, 1-0 if it happened wouldn't surprise me. They're just going to be bombarding Sheffield United. It's obvious. It's going to be Rorke's drift. The history, though, is thinking that it's going to be pretty comfortable for Tottenham within reason. Although Sheffield United have only lost 2 out of the last 6, albeit 4 of those games were at Sheffield United. And 3-1 has occurred twice. So the history is going 3-1 to Tottenham. Admittedly, again, Tottenham won 3-1 and Sheffield United won 3-1. So actually, unlike with Burnley, Sheffield United don't mind playing
They're not going. No, mate. It's going to be Tottenham's day.
Don't get me wrong. Tottenham will win. It's just a case of how many goals can they score. And now we've definitely had a super chat, James.
Yeah. Right, okay, so Oscar H is so super chatted $10. The manager doesn't have the right to drag you through the mud. Tim constantly does this. There are no CR7 to blame this time. Yeah, I think the manager doesn't have the right to...
Oscar H donated $10 through Super Chat. The manager doesn't have the right to drag you through the mud. Tim constantly does this. There is no CR7 to blame this time.
Okay, so this is kind of like just to address the Super Chat. No, the manager, I don't think Ten Hag is dragging the club through the mud, if that's what you're referring to. I think that Ten Hag's done a solid job, and yeah, his decision to certainly play Martial was an eyebrow raiser against Arsenal. But he quite clearly didn't want to throw Haaland straight into the deep end after coming back from a minor injury. And I think that the CR7 issue was sort of out of his hands. You know, it was quite clear that there was a personality clash there, and you have to stick. I think United fans have to stick with Ten Hag because you've got to give a manager time to develop and grow the squad, essentially. And it's not been a great transfer window. It's not been a great... I mean, I don't know why Mason Mount was brought in. I really do not know. There's lots of things that are happening behind, again, without keep going on about Man United, because the thing is, I'm in a good mood, right? Generally, I'm in a good mood, but once people start bringing up Man United, like, I can just end up getting myself angry because, like, there's just so much, like, basically, if you're playing Championship Manager and you're like CMO 102 and you mismanage your funds, like, you give, like, I mean, I used to play it with my mate. And I always used to go and choose a massive club and he would start off in like Division 3 or something because he was really good at the game. And I'd be as like Man United or I'd be Barcelona or something like that. And I would just sign players and give them like massive wage bills just to get them to sign for my club. And then just be like, not playing them, or because I've got such a big squad and really mismanaged. And then I'll start losing money every month because I'd have such a big wage bill. It's basically what Man United are doing. Just completely all over the shop when it comes to recruitment, and it angers me. But that the super chat, thank you so much, Oscar. But I think I went on a bit of a tangent there, but I think United under Ten Hag have got to be given time, and a new ownership would be great. But CR7, amazing player, a legend at United. He wanted things done his own way. And if you're a player and you want things done your way, that's going to be clashing against managers. I mean, it would have been all right if it was Ollie as the manager, because he would have put his arm around them and go, "Oh, mate, yeah, we'll do whatever you want." But when you've got a manager like you try telling Pep or you try telling Jurgen Klopp, "Hang on, I am playing," or "I want you playing me this position this week," or "Don't sub me off because I'm too good to be subbed off," or "Don't bench me because I'm too good to be benched." If you said that to Pep, if Phil Foden went to Pep and started complaining about not playing game minutes, what do you think Pep's going to do? What do you think he's going to do? What if if for sake of argument, Jota or Gakpo went to Klopp's office and started giving him ultimatums because they expected to be playing up front every week, 90 minutes. What do you think Klopp's going to do? Like, genuinely, what do you think Jurgen Klopp's going to say? I'm the manager. I make the decisions around here. If you don't like it, there's the door. Simple as. Anyway. Righto. West Ham versus Man City. West Ham, Man City, a game that lots of people are going to have assets in. I think there's going to be goals in this game for both teams. I'm going to go with a surprising 3-3. Oh no, I'm not going to go 3. I'm going to go 2-1 to Man City, Steve-O. 2-1 Man City, just to win against West Ham.
Were you thinking of doing 3-3?
No, I was thinking of doing 3-2 actually, but that would have been ridiculous. 88% of people going with the Man City win on this one. Steve, I'm imagining you're going to agree that Man City are going to edge this one.
Yeah, I think 1-0, push 2-0. The problem with City is that they just, for whatever reason, they just always seem to concede that one single goal. And West Ham
have got goals in them. They
very much improved team.
West Ham have got goals in them.
I'm just looking at it here on, the likes of Paqueta, Antonio, Bowen as a prime example, with Ward-Prowse being the gem of the set piece individual that he is. I think that he's going to cause a lot of problems. And I think that Man City, without wanting to sound like a patronising arsehole towards them, they've just got enough in the tank to get through. But honestly, I would not be surprised if this ended 1-1. I really would not be surprised, but I'm just nicking it to City because of the quality that they've got. The history, though, is going 2-0. City have kept 3 clean sheets against West Ham. However, out of the last 3 away fixtures, they've drawn 2. So, really, as an overall percentage, Man City do like to play West Ham. But of late, away from home, it looks like a draw, I'm afraid. So, honestly, this week with the Haaland captaincy, like I keep banging on about, it could be, if you're thinking that a said team is going to do quite well, just put the captaincy on them.
Just to address that, Oscar. Yeah, but so just thank you so much again for the super chat. I agree. Public opinions on players should be just kind of not a thing. But I don't think he didn't drag him through the mud. I mean, I'm just going to put an underline on it. Like Ten Hag saying that Sancho didn't do well in training. Obviously, the way I interpret that is that he wanted to get a reaction from Sancho that he would, almost prove him wrong. Like, that's how I genuinely thought that the reason for Ten Hag saying that, to try and give him that drive and determination to prove him wrong. But instead, he's just basically shot back publicly. And I don't think Ten Hag was putting Sancho's name through the mud at all. Saying that he didn't train well enough isn't saying he's a bad football player and that he's got no role in the club. He's got no place in the club. Look what Rashford, turning up late for training, gets benched. It's like players have consequences. If he's had a poor session of training, maybe he's not been doing the drills properly in training, or he's been missing out on areas in the training, or he's been lazy in training, and Ten Hag has got that feedback. Let's not forget, it's not just Ten Hag that's doing the training. You've got a team of coaches there as well. So if those coaches are going to Ten Hag saying, by the way, Eric, Sancho's, he's not been doing these drills, or he's in the gym and he's just on his phone. He's not doing the rowing machine. He's not on the treadmill. He's not doing his minutes on the treadmill. He's messaging on WhatsApp or something. For example, Ten Hag's got every blooming right to turn around and say, why, to a reporter, why was Sancho not in the squad today? He's got every right to say he hasn't been putting, he's been falling below the level expected in training. Therefore, he hasn't been included in the squad. That is almost code word. That's almost like football code for Sancho. Get your act together, prove him wrong, get yourself in the training pitch early, give 110% during the training, do all the drills, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's the way he should have dealt with it. I genuinely believe that's the way it should have been dealt with. but yeah, it just looks like that. It just looks very unprofessional coming back and like basically going, I have trained very good. It's like, well, it's a bit childish at that point. It's like playground. I did this. No, I didn't. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like going back to the teacher and like the teacher and the student. The teacher asks you to read page 83 of the textbook, but you don't do it. Is that teacher going to pick you to stand up in front of the school to talk about that subject? No. Because you haven't been putting the work in to understand what you've been told. It's just... But I already know it. I already know about that subject. I didn't read it. I don't know. Yeah, I am moving on. Right. It's just that, yeah. Newcastle. It's old news anyway now. It's old news. Let's move away from this. Let's stop talking about it now, Oscar. Yeah, the exhibition of the situation. Yeah, it's embarrassing, mate. I think we all agree. I think we can all agree that the situation's shit. Okay, it's a shit situation. Should have been dealt with better. Let's move on because the majority of people in here don't want to talk about Man United. Newcastle versus Brentford, Steve-O.
Oscar H donated $5 through Super Chat. The consequences are not in question, but the exhibition of the situation.
Unfortunately, I don't get to watch it, but I think this could be quite an end-to-end type of fixture. I think Newcastle have every right to really go at Brentford. It's the first home fixture, start of a decent run for Newcastle as they approach the Champions League and the Champions League this week as well. So I think if they can just get a solid performance in ahead of their match against, if I could just click on their bloody name, which of course isn't there. Thank you. So they're up against AC Milan, which I believe they're going to the San Siro 3 days later, so on Tuesday. And I unfortunately do think that either one, Eddie Howe is going to be making the changes in this specific game, or it will come the following week when they play against, once they play Sheffield United. I'd like to think that the team that he puts out against Brentford will be the same team that he plays against AC Milan, and then it'd be the Sheffield United game where he decides, right, then we're going to rest a few players, because then they've got Man City after in the League Cup, and then it's a game at home to Burnley before Paris Saint-Germain. So they've got Brentford, important game, AC Milan, City in the Cup, and then Paris Saint-Germain. That is just ludicrous with Burnley and Sheffield United slap bang in between.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think, I can't believe I'm saying this, Newcastle are a team just to avoid like the plague. Do not even go anywhere near.
How many Newcastle players have you got?
Well, I've got Isaac, haven't I? And this is going to be his last week.
So predictions then.
Well, this is my point. I think that this should be a game in which Newcastle should be targeting to win, and I think they will win. And I think
hey Fire Talk.
And I'm going 2-1 to Newcastle.
I'm not going to give Brentford the goal, primarily because I took out Bremo and it goes against my my hindsight. I'm going to go Newcastle to win 2-0. I'm just going to borrow one of your score predictions.
History's going 2-1 to Newcastle as well. Newcastle have won 5 out of the last 6. On 5 occasions, they've scored 2 or more goals, including a 5-1 victory and a 3-3. So these games normally have goals. Mm-hmm. So I think that Newcastle are going to want to set a marker before their game against AC Milan.
Awesome. And then we move on to Bournemouth versus Chelsea. 2 teams that are very up and down with their results as of late. Chelsea, convincing up front? No. Sterling is certainly the only one really that is giving that glimmer of hope for Chelsea fans and for FPL, managers out there.
I think Fernandez will have a say in that.
Enzo. Who?
Enzo has been really good for Chelsea. He's just
not from an FPL point of view.
Shooting boots on.
Not from an FPL point of view, though.
Oh no,
yes.
No.
No, I think Bournemouth Chelsea could be one of those boring games with a lot of wasted chances. Solanke probably ends up scoring in it. Is it bad if I say 1-1?
No, I nearly had it written down myself.
Okay, what's your thoughts?
I think, from my understanding last season, Bournemouth were very good at home. Within reason, were decent at home. You've just mentioned about Chelsea's lack of scoring ability, especially up front with the likes of Jackson, Midrick, Gallagher. God, just Fernandez. They just don't seem to be able to get a shot on target. It's frightening. Once they do that, they are going to be destroying teams. But until then, not a hope in hell. I'm just giving it to Chelsea. I think they nick this 2-1, Jace. The history's going 2-1. The last 4, Chelsea have scored 2 or more goals. And there's been 3 clean sheets across the last 6. 2 of them, though, have been for Bournemouth. I really do think your 1-1 is not a bad result there. It'd be terrible for Chelsea, but I would not be surprised at all by that, Jace.
Well, I need to get some predictions right. I'm 30th in the table, but you're 15th.
The guy that's top is absolutely destroying it. He should be putting money.
Is Cinnamon? Cinnamon. I think Cinnamon's in the chat. Cinnamon, are you there? I think I saw Cinnamon. Cinnamon. I'm pretty sure Cinnamon's here. Cinnamon, say hello. Oh, well, okay.
Simic's here.
Simic. Okay, yeah. But Cinnamon, if you are there, then say hello. You've got Dara B second as well. FPL Bailey third. Let's move on to Everton versus Arsenal. Tale of two teams, isn't it?
This game is dreadful.
Tale of two teams. Team that's on the up, team that's on the down. Which is which? Who's a team on the up, Steve? Just beating a big rival.
Well, it is Arsenal, of course it is.
Yeah.
But they are up against a team they cannot stand playing. That's the problem. They hate playing Everton.
Well, there's been some big scorelines, Steve-O. Some big wins for Arsenal at home. But it's not Arsenal at home today. Tomorrow, Saturday, is it? It's away. So Everton home games, you are right. They are actually, wow, I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Everton have got a very good record at home.
It's a very good move.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm still gonna say that Arsenal win this 1-0. Nah, 2-0.
Yeah.
2-0.
Yeah. And this week they're in the Champions League against PSV Eindhoven at home. I know nothing about PSV Eindhoven. Let's just have a quick look how they're doing. AC Milan are doing very well in the Serie A. After 3 games, they are second.
Peter Scullion, sorry, Steve. Peter Scullion's got Everton to win. What does he know that we don't? He's the only one that's predicted Everton to win. Sorry, they've got in the Champions League?
They've got PSV and Eindhoven, who, like AC Milan, have started off really well. They've won 3 of 3, scoring 9, only conceding 1, and they're up against an Arsenal team who, at home, are very, very good. I would expect Arsenal just about to come through that, but Arsenal's fixtures they're awful, Jace.
Mm-hmm. So I got rid of Saka, mate.
Game, no, well, this is exactly the thing. PSV, Tottenham, Brentford in the cup, the League Cup, Bournemouth, Lens, Man City, Chelsea, Sevilla. This is basically for me. Saka's after this. Saka's gone. I've already.
Well, I think Saka's injured, mate, according to the chat.
No, he's fine.
Achilles, apparently.
He's fine.
This is DJ.
Don't worry about that. He's fine.
Okay, he's fine. Then we got Forest versus Burnley. Oh my goodness me. Well, I think Forest. Burnley are gonna get any wins? Are they gonna win at all this year?
Yeah, once we get to game week 9 or 10, like I predicted.
This side of Christmas. Forest, Burnley. I'm gonna go freaking. No, I don't think it'll be 0-0. It won't be 0-0. What's history saying? There's no history.
Well, I've got the history. Don't worry about that.
Nothing recent though, is there?
Yeah, we beat them 1-0 the other week in the cup.
Played in the cup. Okay. What, at Turf Moor?
Yeah, it was the League Cup. We won 1-0. No, it was at Nottingham Forest ground.
Oh, okay. 1-0. I'm gonna go 1-0. This I have no idea what this is gonna happen. What's gonna go in here? So I'm gonna go 1-0. 73
well, that's a hat trick then.
Cliffhanger, says Gila. Go on then.
Yeah, the history's gone. You're going 1-1. History's going 1-1. I've gone 1-1. There's been 3 1-1s in the last 6, but Burnley are unbeaten in the last 6. We've won 3 and drawn 3. I think that from a possession-based point of view, we're going to really frustrate Nottingham Forest. It's just unfortunately we are going to give away quite a few chances that Nottingham Forest will take advantage of. And I just think that we will create enough chances that will cause Nottingham Forest problems. This game has got 1-0 either way or 1-1 written over it. I'm just going to go 1-1. But this is a game that companies should be focusing his attentions on to get something out of it. Like I said, we beat them 1-0. Because after that, we've got Man United and then Salford in the League Cup and then Newcastle, Luton in the double game week, which we haven't actually spoken about yet, Jace.
I couldn't care about that double game week at all. I really couldn't. 73% of the Elite FPL community on Superbrew have gone with a Nottingham Forest win, with an average of 1.5 goals to Nottingham Forest. So mainly a 1-0 or 2-1 win. Interesting. Right, that concludes the game week 5 fixtures, Steve-O. Right, I'm off to sleep. Good night.
Would you want to expand on why you couldn't care less about the game week 7 double?
Between Burnley and Luton?
Yes. Luton have got a couple of decent fixtures.
Are you getting in?
Burnley, I'll tell you what, even though I suggest that...
I am not touching them, mate.
Well, my plan is to get in the plan is to get in the Luton goalkeeper.
Yeah. Waste of transfer.
Take out Vicario, bring in the Luton goalkeeper.
What? So they've got Everton. They've got Everton and Burnley.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring in Son.
Do you think they're going to keep clean sheets in those games? Everton away, Burnley at home.
I think there's a very good chance. But I'll tell you what.
Your mate, who's the guy at front for Everton that you rave about?
Dan Juma.
Yeah. He's going to score against Luton.
Right.
Tell you now. If you get the Luton goalie in, I guarantee Dan Juma scores against him.
Well, Luton's fixtures are legitimately pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yeah, but that's about the only thing that is good about Luton. The fixtures. That's about
They've got Fulham, Wolves, Everton, Burnley in the next 4.
Yeah, okay.
And for a double game week to bring in their goalkeeper at 4.5, which means that I could potentially upgrade.
Chat, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll
Saka
because
to,
Steve-O's literally like watering at the mouth over this double game week out of bloody nowhere. Right,
I'm telling you now, guys, this specific game week. Hold on a minute.
Do you care about double game week 7 like Steve-O does? Yes or no? Here we go. Poll is on, guys. You can vote away. Do you care about game week double game week 7 like Steve-O does?
7, not.
All right, shush. All right, okay. Okay, the question is, chat, before you vote, are you going to be piling in transfers to get in the Luton goalkeeper? Who are you going to bring? Like, really? Like, come on. Let's be real right now.
Let me just give me Ray moment here, right? This specific game week 6 for me is right. Sorry, what are we? Game week
7.
5.
We're game week 5.
Game week 5 is the week in which I want to see how the likes of Sun perform, how the likes of Luton perform, how Man City set up, and how Newcastle set up.
They're going down,
because
mate.
Going into game week 6 is, for me, going to be a week in which I'm probably going to do a potential -8 for to bring in X, Y, and Z players.
Okay. Had sabotage your team by Steve-O.
It's not sabotaging the team. I'm basically bringing in the same players of what you've got.
Right, I thought so. Are you going to have 3 Burnley players game week 7?
Obviously not. No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to double check.
But if Lyle Foster scores against Nottingham Forest, I think at that point it's right. Then we've got to seriously question to bring in Lyle Foster for that double game week.
Seriously question your bloody mental capacity.
Because it's just taking advantage of the double game week. That's all I'm saying. Just take advantage of it.
I think you're
when they come around.
I think you're absolutely just overreacting about this double game week. This double game week, a lot of these players are going to get
it's
3 points.
One player.
3 points, 4 points.
For what?
Well, who are you going to take out, Steve? Who are you taking out? Who are you taking out? Who are you taking out? Sterling.
Well, we've got Archer.
Burmo.
Archer. It's quite simple. It's Archer.
Mate, just
Archer and if depending on what Sun
chasing those Sun sweet 4 pointers. Yeah. This week, Steve-O is a Burnley fan again. Right. What were you talking about? Oh yeah, that pointless double game week that comes up in game week 7. Let's move on. If you are wanting to come and chat with us, you feel free to come onto Discord and talk to us. If not, we'll have a shorter stream, which is great because I'm going to watch more episodes of The Manifest with my wife. Is anyone in the Discord, Steve-O?
No.
Have you checked?
It's the simple answer. There is nobody in the Discord whatsoever, so we'll give them a few minutes. And then if they don't come on the next few minutes, how do they join the Discord? Well, how do they get involved, Jace? Maybe give it a quick plug.
If you are not aware, Discord is a platform. It's an app or a browser you can get on your computer and your phone or your tablet to communicate. So it's like a basically like channels and voice communication app. So jump into the Discord and you can share your team. You can discuss in voice chat all manner of stuff. What are you laughing at, Steve-O? Why are you laughing?
John throwing in some shots there that you may want to look at.
But yeah, join us on Discord at Elite FPL. Just search Elite FPL on Discord. Right. Shots fired by John. Like, seriously, why would I be concerned about what John has to say?
Do it in his accent, come on.
All right, Jason questioning Steve about about what double game week player after taking a -12. Jace.
What do you mean, mate? Yeah,
Jace, let me speak. I'm not questioning Steve-O about one double game week at all. I'm just saying that he's frothing over the mouth over the crappiest fixtures ever. Like, why? Are you going to captain any? Are you going to captain any of these double game week Galacticos, Steve-O?
Potentially, yeah.
You're full of shit. You are. Fuck off. Oh God's sake.
I'm
well, there we have it, chat. You wouldn't hear FPL mate or Andy talk about captaining a Burnley asset for the double game week 7, would you?
Haaland. Let's have a look at Man City, shall we? In game week 7. So what's that? What date is that? The 30th of September. So what are Man City's fixtures, for argument's sake, around that? Even though Haaland is guaranteed to start, we know this. So the 30th is right. They've got RP Leipzig away, and then Arsenal. And then stuck in between that, they've got Newcastle in the League Cup. Then it's Wolves, Leipzig, Arsenal, then Brighton, then Young Boys, then Man United. That set of fixtures is horrendous. Is Haaland going to be rotated? No. But will the rest of the team be rotated? Yes. And
right. I can tell you who isn't in Discord. You.
No, I know.
We've got Matty Winalot. In the waiting room. Yeah.
Bring him on. Bring on the wall.
You might want to meet me in Discord, Steve.
Yeah.
Hello, Matty. How's it going, buddy? He's watching the stream.
He's listening to us on stream. Amateur mistake, Matty, as you know. This is terrible.
He's got us on his widescreen 38 inch, 52 inch vertical leap. I'm gonna have to move him out, aren't I? He's gone off to make a cup of coffee, isn't he? That's what he's done, right?
Do you think, though, in all seriousness, that this is the week?
Who made the waiting room say, why is the status on the waiting room keep Jason away from his wife? Like, it's quite funny. Basically, I said that if we don't have anyone on Discord calling in tonight, I can go and watch TV with a wife. So it's one of the mods wants to own up for that one. Brew. I'm going to say it's Brew. It's definitely Brew.
Guarantee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Well, while he's in Italy.
Hello, I'm Brew.
Can you do that again, please? That's ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
No, I'm not doing it. You get it one time out of me. If you're just joining the show, hit the like and subscribe button.
We're just taking this out of our friends.
Right, let's see if we can get on anime. Cal.
Let's at least bring Cal, yeah.
Hello, Cal.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hopefully you can. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm the one that set the status, by the way.
Say it.
I set the status for some reason.
You set the status.
Change it. Like, this is welcome to abuse, mate.
Wait, I didn't even know that you could set the status.
Jason,
wait, so
you're the security man.
That doesn't make a difference. I mean, okay, well, thank you.
I just thought I'd keep you from your wife, mate. I mean, it sounded horrible to go and watch TV with her.
No, I've basically been busy every week this weekend. Oh, this weekend. Every day this week I've been busy in the evenings, and I said I won't be too long.
Doing the FPL stream. Favor then.
And then it's normally like 2.5 hours.
We've got 20 minutes, so we need to be moving this.
All right.
All right, double game week.
I'll press the 5-minute countdown, shall I, Stevie?
Is this like countdown? You're going to put the clock on in the background?
I am. It's got a really, really...
Cal, do we know who you are?
Irritating noise.
I'm that Christianos on the chat. I just haven't bothered to update.
Sorry?
Christianos on the YouTube chat. The one that was plugging for Lyle Foster.
Oh, Christianos. So you're new then?
Yeah, I'm fairly new. I've been just...
Yeah, because we pretty much recognise everyone in the chat, and I didn't recognise that name when it came up.
Oh, right.
I read out your Steve-O's chasing those sweet form. I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah. I'm new to FPL this year, but I've been somebody that's followed it always in the background. But
okay, so how did you stumble across
Saka being benched?
Saka being benched. Well, if you look online, there's like 5 or 6 different
influences.
Things. No, it isn't just like the normal, FPL folk all doing the usual. It's actual like newspapers that are saying that he might be rested, but it doesn't look like it's.
And why
guarantee.
Is that? What's their rationale?
Recurring Achilles injury. And
interesting.
It might be rested. I think he'll play, but potential rotation. But I still think even against Everton, he'll do enough, like Foden did when he was against Sheffield, was it? So
it's a toss-up then. It's like, are we saying 50-50 chance, or like people are like paying serious attention to this this rumor that's going on that he's going to be sitting out the game? And so AFC Newsroom reportedly saying that Saka's been carrying a nagging Achilles injury since the end of last season. Yeah, I mean, take that with...
Yeah, he might still start. It's just...
a pinch of salt.
He might just be doing a Son and just playing through the injury, and that's why he's not been as good as he was last season.
Don't feel so bad about taking him out now for -4. But okay, anyway, the clock's ticking. What do you want to talk us about?
So this double game week, like Luton is not a good shout. They do look okay at home, but like I think Lyle Foster is pretty much your only chance. If you're going Kaminsky, I think you're just going to walk away with 2 points. There's no way that Luton actually do anything decent defensively.
So what do you expect the game against Burnley to be then? Because it ain't going to be a high-scoring game.
No, but I still think it'll be like 1-1 or 2-2. I think they're like
2-2 that high. It won't be 2-2. It'll be 1-0 either way.
Is it Luton at home that week?
Yes.
Oh, then yeah, it'll be 1-1. Luton's ground is tiny. It's ridiculous. Their pitch is 6 meters shorter and 3 meters narrower. So like, there's no space on that pitch. But I think they won't do that. Like Everton will beat them. Everton have looked better, but that's not saying much.
Did you post your team? I see that you haven't posted your team in the team screenshots channel. I don't know if you're aware, but above the waiting room, if you want to just throw your team in there, maybe you can show us what team you're going into Gameweek 5 with.
Throw that in 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
I've got a couple of queries.
You're not interested in this double game week 7, then? It's just a question. I was talking out loud.
Well, that's very quickly, just before Cal answers, the poll, 64% of people have said that they don't care about it. 64% of the 58 votes.
Yeah, well, you watch this 64% of people going mental at the fact that we need to bring in X, Y, and Z. You watch. It happens every year.
Right, okay. Cal, thank you for posting your team.
Including you, Jace.
Yeah.
Thank you for posting your team. I promise you now, I have absolutely got no care in the world about those teams in my FPL world at all.
Yeah, this is very vanilla.
It could be a triple. It could be a triple game week, and I wouldn't be bringing him in. Vicario, Udogi, Chilwell, Estepinian, Cash, Saka, Maddison, and Mbemo, Foden. Oh yeah, pretty standard, pretty good.
This is my team. Actually, hold on a minute. This is literally my team, apart from I'm not playing Mbemo. You are. What's going on here, Cal?
Well, I don't try. The Man City match is such an odd one. I think Mbeumo is good for a return always, but I don't trust. Like Man City is flip a coin and they'll give away a stupid goal, but they also might just decide that's the week that they're actually going to not make any mistakes.
Oh my God, I can't believe you've got Antonio and Bowen on the bench. The timer's just gone off, but it doesn't matter. We'll continue. We started the question, so we'll finish it. Antonio and Bowen on the bench.
I'd be playing Bowen ahead of Mbeumo.
Do you think Man City are going to keep a clean sheet? Do you think Man City are going to keep a clean sheet there?
I think they will.
Really?
I don't see why they. Well, other than if you look at the goals they've conceded,
they're leaking goals. And, well, you say that, but they're not convinced. They're not massively convincing when they're playing out from back. They've made some issues, some errors, like you said. But for me, Antonio's on fire at the moment. He's absolutely on beast mode. Bowen too. I think if there's for me, there's a goal, at least one goal in that game for West Ham. Everything's pointing towards West Ham.
Bowen over a Stupinan.
Yes, that's not a bad shout.
I also wondered about cash because I just don't know if I don't think the Marino etc. is going to actually affect it. But I think what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks is I'm probably going to start seeing if I can slowly move towards Salah without actually having to wildcard for him.
Yeah, I think that's the future of consideration. But I think that you've got a bit of a headache at the moment. So what's the chances that you're going to be benching both Antonio and Bowen come the deadline? Are you tossing and turning over this decision, or are you pretty cool over it?
I'm quite well. The deadline's on Saturday, so I'm going to wait right up until that deadline because I'm still Mbeumo's done well on international duty, but I don't know if he's going to come back completely knackered and not be able to actually perform.
Steve, what would you do?
I didn't actually hear that. I'm just reading about Saka. What was the question, sorry?
You play Bowen. You play Bowen over Estepinians. That was the only thing you'd do, Steve. Yeah.
Yes. In fact,
but United don't have any fit centre backs. By the looks of it, Martinez is still out and Varane is still out.
Apparently,
but it'd be
according to.
It'll be up against Wan-Bissaka though, won't he? That's pretty tough. 1-on-1. I think Wan-Bissaka will be enough to keep him at bay. The old spider. I don't know. I think that something's telling me that West Ham are going to score against Man City, and if they do, it could be either of those two players, and you're going to just be it might not be the end of the world, but I don't know. I'm just thinking that.
It has caused me headaches. So I've got Isaac up front, and even him I'm starting to have doubts about.
You've got because you know that Bowen and Antonio are going to play the whole of that game.
They weren't that good against Luton, and that's what I'm sort of. Because I've had them since Luton, and neither of them look too.
I mean, if Saka's benched, you may have to play Bowen anyway. It may be the circumstances that you play Bowen for Estepinian. In that case, would you stick Estepinian first sub? Or I'm surprised you haven't even got Antonio first sub, to be honest.
Yeah, I changed my sub order. It should be Bowen, Antonio, Gusto. I don't think I hit save on that.
Right, yeah. I think if you're going to play Bowen instead of Estepinian, like Steve-O said, I think I'd have Antonio first sub for Saka if he doesn't feature at all in that game away at Everton. That's how I would set up. And just, rock with that. It's very strong. It's a very strong team. Very strong 15 players you've got there. Have you recently wildcarded?
Yeah, wildcarded.
Yeah.
3 because I had some really bad picks and I had 2 injured centre backs, and it was either -12 or wildcard, and I swapped out 11 of the players, so I thought it would be a good wildcard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. It's a very good team. Probably wouldn't start both for the West Hams, but I think I don't know why, but if I've got West Ham players, I think I wouldn't be benching them because they are playing good. When I watch West Ham, I think Antonio's been such a They've been playing so well with him through the middle, and Bowen is on another level. Like Bowen is a standout superstar for sure, but Antonio close second. Sorry, you were gonna finish off saying?
Yeah, I was just saying I've got 2.5 million in the bank, so I'm wondering. That's my Salah fund, and I'm thinking I'm get Foden out for Salah in the future is my current thought, but I need to. I was pondering getting rid of Antonio or Isaac, and then probably Chilwell, and then have enough money to do it, and just downgrade Chilwell to Botman, and I could downgrade Isaac or Antonio to Lyle Foster if I want to have him in ready for that sadistic game week where he returns 2 points.
I think it's important to have a plan to get Salah back in, but it's not essential to get him in just yet. And I think that you've got options there. You can get money from your defence. You've got 2.5 in the bank. You've got some different ways, combinations to get him in to save a transfer for when you do decide to make that move to bring him in, so you don't have to take a hit.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Saka's injured, that makes it really simple because I could just swap Saka for Salah. But I'll have to see. None of the credible guys on Twitter have said anything about team news. They're probably better than the likes of the Daily Mail or the Mirror.
Yeah, well, they won't be releasing anything until when's the deadline? 11 o'clock. So you won't be hearing anything from Raptor until tomorrow evening at about 8 o'clock to get the traction on his Twitter account. And then everybody will pour along to the various deadline streams, and you'll find out something at about 10 o'clock. So if that's how you like to play the game, finding out this information, just do that. It's quite simple, really. I think that from my personal perspective.
Well, you got Saka, Steve. Are you going to be ear to the ground on Saka tomorrow?
If I hear Saka is out, it's quite simple. I'm getting rid of him for Son, and then getting rid of Vicario for potentially Kaminsky for real, and just get that goalkeeper in now while I can, and don't have to worry about the fact that I need to bring him in, because I really want to just save my transfers.
Wait, you're changing your goalkeeper already?
That's what I would do, yeah, because he's got good fixtures for the next 4.
Oh, wow.
Which includes
you bought him in your wild card last week, wasn't it?
And
what if Tim Krul starts instead?
Yeah, but this is why this week is the information I want to be holding on to. I want to kind of get through this game week, and I want to be able to reassess the Sun situation. So, for argument's sake, Sun blanks, does nothing, because actually it turns out that it was because Burnley were playing so badly that, or defensively they were so bad. That's why Sun performed the way he did. However, if Sun just scores a goal and he's central and he's looking really lively, and Tottenham concede again, at that point I'm like, I've made a complete boo-boo here, and I am going to get rid of that goalkeeper immediately and bring in this Luton one. But of course, by which point we're going to get information as to see if whether or not Luton keep a clean sheet against Fulham, or if this goalkeeper makes a complete cock up. And like you say, it's all over the place at the moment. If I was to know if Muric was an absolute guarantee to start for Burnley, because we all want Muric to play, I would seriously consider him for bringing him in. But the problem is their fixtures are they're fucking awful.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, Cal, it's been great. Well over the 5 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'll let you get somebody else in, but thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. We just want to get through the rest of the callers, but cheers, man. And come on again to chat to us. And we look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Let's get animations actually next. We'll get Ray after animations. Animations was next. Animations, how's it going, man? Thank you, Chris. I don't know if I should call him Chris or Cal. First time coming on, which is awesome. Didn't ask him what team he supported. Did he say what team he supported? I don't think he did. Let us know in the chat.
No, he didn't. No.
Animations, how's it going, man?
So what's going on, boys? Before I come on here and just see how you lads are over the international break.
I know what team you support.
Well, if you remember, you would have found out. It's quite simple, really. But anyway, why aren't you a member? By the way, Animations, you're
How dare you?
Big supporter of the show. What's going on?
I'm offended.
Well,
putting you on
I
the
don't know.
spot.
I never really bothered, but maybe I will. Maybe this month. Who knows?
Get valuable members videos talking absolute shit.
Well, you can hear yourself getting slagged off. Pay for the privilege.
Yeah.
Animations, what do you want to come on and talk about?
Well, I won't take up too much of your time because obviously I've got a big person behind me, which is Ray Qureshi.
Who's that then?
But with the team of mine,
skinny.
Oh well, no, I don't mean big like that. I mean, like,
I've started the timer, mate. I've started the timer.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say about something that Sivo was saying before about the transfers, about taking Jackson out for Alvarez is what I was thinking as well, and taking out Foden for the RB. Is that worth it?
Or for what? For a free or for -4?
For a hit, for a -4.
No, probably not for a -4.
I think reassess.
I did those. I not did do those transfers. I think if you're just going to do Jackson for Alvarez, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think doing the other one.
He may not play though. He may not play though, because of the flight from South America. Blah 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 blah.
He will. Be fine.
Yeah, he probably will. I'm just making the point that
he might not.
With the Champions League coming up and everything, this is like I said, with a lot of these teams, this is the week where we can just assess or reassess everything, and I mean everything.
Why is Chris saying he supports Arsenal? Sadly, Arsenal's doing all right. They're doing well in recent years. You could have said sadly, but not now. Anyway, yeah, I think it's not a pressing matter. No, you don't need to do it. I did, but you don't have to do it.
We get to assess Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City, Tottenham. Look at Luton for this double game week. There are teams there this specific game week where it's like, right, if we see the likes of Son are performing really, really well, it's to hell with it. I'm bringing him in. If Saka, who sadly sounds like he has got a nagging injury, but
he's fine, mate. You'll be all right.
He's fine. But away at Everton,
don't bring in my son. All right, you keep him out of your team.
Yeah, I think that this is the week Animations where we get to assess. I think your team, looking at it, is how many free transfers have you actually got?
Well, I've got one, and if this Saka thing is legit and all that and stuff like that, what is the fascination with Son? Just because he got a hat trick against Burnley, like how many goals do you think honestly he's going to get against Sheffield United? Honestly, and then he's got 2 tough fixtures against like Arsenal and someone else's, like one of the top 6 sides. I don't get the hype personally, but how many goals do you reckon? Honestly, how many goals do you reckon Son's going to get in the next 3? Personally, honestly,
4.
Really?
Yep.
He's definitely scoring against Arsenal. He'll definitely score against Liverpool. Those teams are going to get those 2 games.
2 goals against Sheffield United.
Scoring. Well, actually, I'd say the Sheffield United game is probably the hardest match for Son.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there'll be no space for him.
Pretty much, yeah. Sheffield United aren't going to be open like
the bigger teams.
The likes of Arsenal will be, Liverpool, Luton.
Well, I hope that's answered your question.
Yeah, I mean, it's given me a lot to think about, and thanks for having me on, and who knows, might be a member soon. Who knows?
You really don't have to be.
Yeah, we're just.
I mean, to be fair, I spent a decent money this month, so if I get paid at some point, I probably will.
Well,
$1.99.
For it's cheaper than a coffee. I went to get a coffee, right? I take my daughter swimming, right? And you will not believe this. Like every week I take my daughter swimming and there's a coffee shop, like a independent franchise coffee shop around literally, I don't know what, 50 yards away. So I'm always, when I go swimming, I take a swim, I'm like, oh, I fancy having a coffee. I go in there and basically $3.95 for a coffee. Takeaway coffee.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
$3.99. And do you know what? The donuts, they've got donuts that they make there as well. Guess how much the donut is each per donut?
Probably about £1.20.
£3.50 per donut. Per donut. Or if you get 3, you get 10% off. And get this.
Regular sized donuts.
No, they're absolutely nothing specials, mate. They're just made in house. Because they're made in house. They're like, Andre, thank you so much for the 33 months, man. Playmaker. Come on, Animations, he says. Become a member. They deserve it. Don't pressure him. But no, but the thing is, £3.50 for a donut, $3.95 for a coffee, and do you know what the criminal thing is? A can of Coke, a 333 or 330 milliliter a can of Coke, £2.50. Yeah. Absolutely shocking. That's inflation. That's inflation
really
for you.
Offends me.
Do you know, you would never have been allowed to do that a few years ago. That would be like, no one would play those prices. The fact that they can get away with charging those prices now is ridiculous. Anyway, Animations, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for coming on, and we'll speak to you again very soon. And stick with Jackson. All the best, man.
Cheers, lads. Bye.
Bye. Well,
final caller. A legend.
Who's this?
Who causes problems on FPL Juice. I'm not going to go into it, but that whole nonsense the other week, was just, I could have smashed my phone. But anyway.
Hey, guys.
Good evening, Ray. Did anything come about that ridiculous Muppet that was on Twitter attacking you, just of interest? Or did it just die off as quickly as it started?
I got a few DMs about it, which I expected, and I could see how what I said may have been.
Whoa! Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. I know this is a really important discussion, but I just want to say that Odin is literally just gifted 5 memberships. And apparently,
what a man!
He's gifted 5 memberships to Matty Winalot has become a member. Ali Mack has become a member. Animations has been gifted. Animations is a member by Odin, and Callum and Danish have all become members. So, wow. Odin, can we get some love in the chat for Odin, please?
Delete the videos. I've been slagging these people off.
Odin, you're a star, man. Thank you so much for the support. And guys, get some love in the chat for Odin. Can you bring me up to speed, please, Ray? Because I have no idea what you're talking about here. What's this drama on Twitter? What happened on Twitter?
So on FPL Juice, there was a quiz that Noble Dan did, and there was one segment or one topic of questions around what did this manager say, and one was what's his name, the Blackpool one. The Blackpool man.
Holloway. The Holloway, Ian Holloway, the guy, from the Bristol.
Yeah. Bristol. From Blackpool, yeah. And
isn't he got a Bristolian accent though?
Okay, so
sorry,
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, Jason, he has a Bristolian accent.
Can I speak? Go. Yeah.
Jason interrupting? No way. So what happened? He's come out with some outlandish stuff, and he say after someone won. So I made a comment about a gay person in a gay bar, and what he actually said was, badges on heat or something like that. So then I got a little bit of stick on it after the episode was released and everything like that. And then what happened? Let me finish up, Steve. And then what happened is, I got a few DMs about it, some with support, like some people have done, some kind of challenging me, and I just answered all the questions honestly. And I did use the excuse. I didn't use the excuse, but I said rather than battle this and poke at the bear and try and say, okay, well, if I use something like straight man in a straight bar, wouldn't that be discriminatory as well? I said, no, I can see that people have been offended, and it's something I shouldn't have said, despite the fact that it wasn't meant to be discriminating or definitely not homophobic. And I apologize for it. And that's, I believe, all I could do. A few people highlighted it. A few others tried to keep going in regards to, obviously, the mistake I made. And I just said, okay, well, you do you. I've apologized. I understand how it can be offensive. I understand how it could be misunderstood on the way I delivered it. And that's it, really. I mean, I'm pretty cool. And Steve, it's something we've. Yeah, go ahead. No,
I'm just obviously. I can understand, your thought process behind obviously what's happened, and when you put yourself on the internet or in a forum that's, many different people are going to be watching from all different cultures and backgrounds and things like that. You've got to, of course, be careful, like how and what context you say things and what you say, but certainly, as long as you recognise that. What has been said could have offended or could have been taken out of context, and your understanding of that, then I think that kind of draws the line under it, doesn't it? So
I'd like to think so, and
we're all adults here, right?
I mean, that's it, and ultimately is yes, I can understand a mistake I've made, but I can also very much say I didn't mean it in a way to offend anyone. But I do understand it's something that I shouldn't have said, and I can understand why people were offended. Go ahead, Steve.
I will be completely honest here. I have said worse things live on air than what you said. I was more amazed at Tom's reaction because I was watching it live and he just kind of... Actually, no, I tell a lie. I was half an hour delay. And I saw Tom's reaction. I was like, sorry, what's Ray said? I don't get it. Like, oh, right, is that it? Oh. And then for that idiot on Twitter who quite clearly it's his game to call out people from large names in the Twitter community who've got notoriety or whatever the bloody word is on Twitter. I find it quite tragic, to be honest with you. And I thought, quite rightly, as Colm has said, it's just something over nothing, truthfully. And like I said, I've said worse things. Trust me.
Mate, it's all about context. Anything and everything anything and everything is all about context. Like, if you go out of your way to offend a person or a group or many different things, like you can certainly get yourself, rightly so, in a lot of trouble in this day and age. There's zero tolerance, and there should be zero tolerance for hate speech and things like that. But certainly let's play common sense and say, right, there are going to be things as an adult or no matter how old you are, actually, in life, there's going to be things that you say that you don't necessarily understand the consequences that the knock-on consequences that might affect other people. And as long as you reflect on those words and you understand afterwards, after you've said it, it's not an issue. It's the people that go out of their way to be inflammatory and essentially, you guys are getting what I'm trying to go out of their way to try and persecute and target and
that's it. No, you're right.
And I think sorry, Ray, go ahead.
And I didn't want it to become a agenda of I'm defending myself totally. I knew what I was trying to say, but I could see how people were offended, and I owned it. And rather than poke at the bear and have a fight on fight and basically bite, if you like. And that would even mean blocking certain individuals, and then they'll, and I've seen it with this. I know exactly who you're talking about. People have blocked him for some of the stuff he said. He's like, oh look, they can't take the heat, basically. And with me, I'm like, no, I'm not going to play that game. You have probably put it out there in domain, and I completely understand why you have, for whatever reasons, either in good jest or obviously clout. And I'm just going to own it and say, I apologize for what I've said. I've had multiple DMs about it, even now. People saying, are you okay, Ray? Everything. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I made an error and stuff like that, but I've got thick skin. Steve-O, you and I, a couple of weeks ago, had a fantastic chat in your live stream, and we were talking about, what happens when you come up with obstacles and stuff like that, and any controversy and how we handle it. And if you don't mind me mentioning, you were talking about you being bullied. I was talking about me being bullied as well. Is that I understand how to compartmentalize these kind of things. And ultimately is, thankfully, and at no point am I being big-headed, because I don't think I'm that type of guy. People have spoken to me about what I said in situations where they've slipped up, even renowned FPL content creators as well, who I was very surprised reached out to me. And, they said to me that, it's good that you just owned it, Ray, rather than be silent, rather than defend yourself, understand the error you made. And I said, I have.
People move on very quickly. Yeah,
and move on.
Yeah,
and move on.
Exactly. And like I said, and I think it's really important. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a content creator, whether you're a builder, whether you're working in an office, you are going to say things that you don't necessarily understand the full context of. Yeah, and as long as you understand, after the fact that someone may have been upset about it, and you are sorry about that, and you didn't intend to do that, then guess what? We're all adults. We can all move on. Tomorrow's another day, and we can move forward. Bloody hell, God! I don't want to live. I do not want to live in a world where I have to watch everything I say, and I'm scared of saying something that may upset someone. If I say something that upsets someone, if I say something that might offend you, Ray, or Steve-O, or someone in the chat, I'm not going out of my way to offend people here, but I might do it. I might do it because I'm just ignorant, or I'm not aware of a certain circumstance. That's not me going out my way to offend people. That's just me just speaking without knowledge. And then you find out about something and you think, oh shit, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Guess what? We're over it. And that's the way the world should be.
I think owning it is just like the biggest action, especially in social media where things are misinterpreted pretty much 95% of the time.
I mean, messages and social media and things like that, it's a blooming minefield. I mean, I've got friends and family members that I know that they will never apologize. Not on about like anything like hate related, but I'm just generally like, if they're in the wrong for something, they will never own up to it. The fact that for me, one of the biggest qualities in a person is owning up to what they've done wrong. Like, sure. and it's rare. Like, sometimes it can be quite rare for people to have that ability to swallow their pride and go, I did something wrong. I'm sorry. I will learn from it. It's a real good quality that a lot of people, like my sister, and I can tell you now, she has never in my entire life apologized for anything she's done. She will never apologize for anything she's done. She's too proud to do it. I know she's probably sorry for some of the things she's done, but she will never say it. But it takes a lot. It does, and I think it's a great quality to apologize. And
I think a big thing as well is that and apologizing for me doesn't show weakness; it actually shows strength. And I know that sounds cringy and cheesy, but it really does. Is because what you're doing is, I'll speak for myself. Is that what I'm doing? Is I'm putting myself in a vulnerable state now, where I could be exposed, taken advantage of, judged. Respect maybe going lower as well, but it works in the other way as well. If I'm too proud to apologize for anything, just speaking for myself, that can also be looked at as serious weakness. That, Ray, you effed up with anything. I'm not just talking about the incident.
We all F up, mate.
You can clearly see it. Why don't you own up to it? And I've realized that by just being more honest, and this is going years now, this is like 15, 20 years now, is that by being more honest, being more straight up front, being a lot more kind of like, look, what you see is what you get, but obviously I don't want to disrespect anyone. Fortunately, I've been able to keep hold of much more higher valuable people in my life and let go of the people who are a bit more materialistic and fake, simply because I've been more open in regards to my thoughts and stuff, and just apologizing when I've made an error. Because if I've made an error, if I've offended someone, like you said, Jason, I will say, sorry, man, I didn't mean it in that way.
Yeah, no, I don't think any self-respecting person doesn't go out, they don't wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to go out and offend someone today. You know, and there's an old saying that it's always stuck with me, and I hold it true. And it's be who you are and say what you feel, because the people that matter don't care, and the people that care don't matter.
Interesting.
There you go. Right. I'm going to call it on that one. I think we've gone past the 10 o'clock mark. And my wife is...
hold on. Before we let Ray go.
I'm sorry.
Just quickly, Ray, as an Arsenal fan, this talk on Saka, injury, so on and so forth. God. Any opinion on it?
Yeah, so there's probably 3 or 4 kind of Arsenal accounts that I really think quite highly of in regards to Arsenal news and stuff like that, and none of them have reported this news. It came from, I believe, the Daily Mail, and it was talking about a niggle in his Achilles. And I'll be honest with you, Saka gets niggled on his Achilles pretty much in every single match, and I can't
They say he's been carrying it since last season, though.
He absolutely has, but I find it difficult to think these professional athletes who train and everything go into a game 100% for every single game. So personally, until I get a report from those kind of accounts that are consistent with their news, and if there's any information, I'm going to keep him, if that helps. If I don't hear anything from those accounts, then I'll just keep him, and you're hoping that you have decent bench cover.
Bit more time yet to worry about that. But Ray, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, mate.
Thanks, guys. Always good to speak to you.
Take care, buddy. Take care. Thank you again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ray.
Ray, everybody. Yeah, some comments in the chat. World was a better place when we didn't have to worry about offending people so easily. Yeah, I think that just to kind of finish the point, I think common sense goes a long way. Let adults behave like adults. Understand and respect that each of us have got their own opinions. Someone might have a completely different political view to you. Does it make them wrong? No. Someone might have a completely different religious view to you. Does it make them wrong? No. Someone might have a different football club to you. Does it make them less of a football fan? No. Some people might like certain TV shows. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. And not everything you're going to say is going to strike the same chord with each and every single person that you get to meet, whether it be in the real world, whether it be on the internet. And God, there's going to be things that Steve-O have said that have wound people up in here and have offended people. Does Steve-O go out to offend people? No. And I think the world is still a good place. It's just that we put too much of a pedestal on calling people out for saying things that they genuinely didn't realize was going to offend people. And I think that's one of the biggest issues, is that they make a mountain out of a molehill, and it becomes so much more than two individuals resolving an issue. It becomes a bigger, widespread issue that becomes like just a public spectacle. And I think that's the world that we all want to see change. I think people need to grow up, and people need to really kind of have a bit of self-reflection about the way that they act in DMs. I mean, it's ironic, isn't it, Steve-O? If you're being toxic and hateful to someone in DMs because you've perceived someone to be toxic or hateful or misspoke, kind of a hypocrite, isn't it? But anyway, on that note, I think we're going to get out of here. This is an FPL channel.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, good one. And Steve-O, for the new members out there, if you thank you again, Odin. I see you in the chat. Thank you again for that. New members in the chat, remember, you can check out loads of member videos that Steve-O's been throwing on. Some very good entertaining videos there. Steve-O, thank you again for making time in your busy life to come and be with me tonight. No. Saturday, may or may not. I'll try to do a stream on Saturday because it's some big games on 3 o'clock. I can't promise, but I think I'm going to go 65%, 70% realm. And then if I am, then we'll get Steve-O to be with me on that stream, hopefully. Right, I'm getting out of here. Cheers, guys. Give him a wave, Steve-O.
Cheers all. Thank you.
Righto.